Hi, it's George, and welcome back to DIY Camp Life. And today I got this baby. This is number two. We're going to be wiring this up to the existing one that we have. Run these in parallel. We'll have 200 amp hours of power. Stick around and see how we do it. My wife and I just got back from Overland Expo East, and we bought a bunch of goodies there. But one thing I forgot is that I had ordered a battery before I left, and that was a surprise when I got home. I had a battery waiting for me. So I picked up a WattCycle 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. I picked up the mini. It's the mini 100 amp hour. It has the BMS in it as well as Bluetooth, so I can control everything from my phone, see how it's charging. I already have one WattCycle 100 amp hour mini in there. I designed my battery well to hold two. So this will be the second one, and we're going to install them in parallel. There's been some questions about issues with hooking up not just WattCycle, but a lot of these newer lithium iron phosphate batteries. Connecting them in parallel, there's been some issues where there's one charges, the other doesn't. WattCycle claims they have it under control with their new app. We're going to find out. So let me take you inside. So as you can see down in here, I have my one battery already installed. I built the battery tray to hold two. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the second one, put it in that spot there, and then we're going to jump them. It's my understanding that we don't jump straight in parallel. We jump, one of them will come from the positive and the other will jump to the other battery's negative. That way they're crossing each other. I'll show you how the app works, and I'll show you how we do the install. So the first thing is my custom battery box here. I want to take this battery and just kind of get it in place first. They have these little straps here, and you can literally just, you can slide them out, which we don't need this because we're not going to be moving it. I'm going to place this one in the same orientation as the other one. Positive away from me, negative toward me. Move these little protectors. All right, so I'm using 6-gauge wire here. I literally only need two pieces. These are about 8 inches long, 7-8 inches long. I'm going to put eyelets on here, and then I'm also going to put insulator over these. So I'm not going to show doing that, but give me a second. I'll put these together and I'll show you how we hook the battery. Okay, I have some 6-gauge cable here with some copper terminals, shrink wrapped real nicey nice. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that red terminal up to this front battery, and then jump, then leave the ground on here and just jump. So let's get to that. First, I'm going to undo the ground. Let me see if I can get you a better shot in here. Not the best. That's as close as we can get in here. So I'm going to move this is my power in from solar. This one here, right there, is my power in from solar and shore power. This one here goes to my fuse block. And I'm going to add one more to jump. So I need a longer cable here. So first we'll put a short one on the back. Got a short one on the back. That's the jumper. And then I'm going to take all of these through here and through here. And we'll tighten these down. So again, the back battery is just jumps from the front battery. The front battery has power coming in from shore power and solar. It has the jumper to the back battery, and then it has the wire that goes to the fuse block. Okay, so the positive is connected. Now I want to just put a jump to this front battery. To here. On the back here, this back battery, we're going to put, I believe this is the ground coming from solar, the ground coming from, this is the ground to the chassis, through solar, through shore power, tighten these down. All right, then I'm going to put the strap back on here. These wires out of the way. I simply had these held down with wing nuts. All right, so in theory, everything should be hooked up. I hear some beeping in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but I think that's another delivery for another upgrade. All right, so positive going to this first battery, jumping to the back, negative grounds and negative power going to the back, jumping to the front. That is the recommended way that WattCycle suggests that you do that. And I do have 2 more caps for this. So let's put some power to it and see what goes on. We'll see what happens. Okay, but before we put shore power to these batteries and charge them, we got to go into the app and make some adjustments here. So here's the app. It'll focus on that. Okay, and I have each of mine titled. And you have to go into them, into the app, and in About, oh, Dashboard, one of these. Settings. The bottom of settings, you have to turn parallel mode on. Then there's compatibility mode or exact match mode. I have two of the exact same batteries, so it's exact match mode. And we'll switch that on. We'll go back to the other battery. All right, so we finally get in there. Again, parallel mode on. Exact match. Okay, so they're both on. So they're both on parallel, exact match battery. So I'm going to plug it in the shore power. And hopefully the explosion won't be so bad it blows the camera equipment apart, and you can still see how it explodes when you do it. And it looks like right there, that Victron Blue Smart controller is charging. Let's see what it's doing on the app. The one battery is at 100. The other battery was less than 100, and that one is charging. So everything seems to be working so far, as long as we don't get any errors on the fully charged battery. I know I probably should have charged them both full first, but it was just, I would have had to disconnect everything and then disconnect it and then reconnect everything. So I didn't do that. So yes, that was a boo-boo on my part. But right now it's charging quickly. If all goes to, I hoped it would, I have 200 amp hours of power with 200 watt hours of solar on the top. Probably want to put more solar at some point. But as I said earlier, we just got back from Overland Expo East in Arrington, Virginia. We bought some goodies there, some new chairs. We bought an ARB awning. We'll be putting that on soon. I have another hiker trailer roof rack bar to put on. I'll do a video on that. Once that third roof rail is up, we'll put the awning up. We also got a privacy enclosure. It's a standalone, doesn't attach to the vehicle like I want it, but better to have a privacy enclosure than no privacy enclosure at all. It's easier to do your business. In my experience, in the time that we were in Virginia at the Overland Expo, we never went under 85% battery with the one battery that we had. And that was running the fan all day long. That was, I mean, solar was powering the stuff all day long. But at night, fans, batteries, charging phones, carnival lights, exterior fans we had hooked up outside, never went more than 85% of that one battery. So I assume that this would keep us pretty good for 4 or 5 days with no sun. So if you like this, please check out my video on the entire electrical system. I would like to say that I would put it right there or right there. I don't know how to do that yet because I'm still new with this. So I would just put a link at the bottom. Put a link at the bottom of the whole electrical system and how we started with the one WattCycle 100 amp hour mini Bluetooth. Today we just put that second one in. This is an easy upgrade. When these things go on sale, I try to jump all over them. And I'll see you at the next video.